Hi everybody, thanks for coming back. Thanks to the new folks who have subscribed to this channel. I don't know where you're coming from, but I appreciate it. I know a few came from my friend John, who I've never met, but I call him a friend. We have very similar tastes in music, at the Digital Gramophone. Love his videos, and I will finally include a link to his channel in the description here. So I've bought a lot of records recently, and I don't know if it's just too much lockdown and need something to keep me busy. I mean, I always look at buying records, even though I don't think I'd ever sell my collection. I consider them, they're a worthwhile investment. So when I buy a record, I feel less guilt than if I buy something else that I really don't need, because the value of these seems to stay the same or go up, and that's a good thing for us record collectors, should we ever need to part ways with our collection. So this stack is probably purchased over the last 2 months, most of it ordered online. I have made a few stops into my local record store, which I've mentioned they do everything the right way. I've stopped in a bunch of times during lockdown, and I'm always very happy with how they run their store. So let's just get to it. This has been, maybe 3 months, I don't know. Might not be everything I bought, but close to it. It's what was in the stack near the record player. So these two records I bought just a couple weeks ago. Calexico is a band that I know by songs, but not by records. And I believe these are considered their two best. I don't know why I'm going this way. As you can see, unopened. The Blacklight, which came out in '98. I think they're both on quarter stick. And then this one, which doesn't have a title. Hot Rail, man, that is a small font. Came out in 2000. So I listened to this one, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't floored by it. So this is next. And I have this on CD. I bought this when it came out 23 years ago. So two Calexico records, they were very cheap. So you can see brand new, 15 bucks, quite the deal. Includes an MP3 download card. I guess that's only for non-streamings or folks who want to own the music. I can't say I really collect MP3s anymore. But two Calexico records. One, as I said, so far didn't grab me. Second, I'll be listening to. This, a friend of mine, my friend Travis, told me about this reissue. This is the Grateful Dead One from the Vault. One of my favorite CDs growing up. I remember saving up to get this on CD. Must have been high school or so. Looks like it came out in '91, and I played this constantly in the latter few years of high school and maybe early college, when I was really into the Grateful Dead for a few years. Saw them twice in Giants Stadium in New Jersey in '95, I think twice that summer, maybe once in '94, one '95. Right before Jerry Garcia died. Maybe it was '93, '94, I don't know. I have the ticket stubs. Maybe I'll do a ticket stub video at some point. Came out, or reissued on Light in the Attic. It looks like it was reissued in 2013, so I'm not sure if this is a reissue of a reissue, or they just pressed more, but my friend Travis told me about it. I remembered how much I loved this growing up, so I picked it up. I have yet to open it, just got it a few days ago. The same day that I bought the Calexico records, I bought this. the best of Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. Been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac lately, or over the past few years, and I don't know the distinction between Peter Green years and non-Peter Green years. I don't know if I know any of these songs, at least not by title. So I've yet to open this as well, and I will soon. So really excited to hear this period of Fleetwood Mac. I think this was a record store day reissue. Got a lot of stuff unopened, so I really need to dive in and start listening to these records. This is an Impulse reissue. Everybody's raving about these. Mazzy had a lot to say about this record, and man, is that a cool cover. So Monk, Palo Alto from 1968. These pressings are beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to spinning this soon. Another reissue. I buy every reissue that comes out by this artist. It looks like it was reissued by Abco. It says 2001 Tracy Records, division of Abco. And this is the Sam Cooke record, Keep Moving On. A lot of his best tracks on this. Good News, Meet Me at Mary's Place, Tennessee Waltz. Can't go wrong here. Change is Gonna Come. I think the greatest singer in the history of music, the greatest voice, maybe the greatest vocalist. What's the difference between the greatest voice and the greatest singer? Some would say Bob Dylan has a terrible voice, but he's a great singer. Sam Cooke's probably best at both. Yeah. What a talent. I recently watched a documentary on him. Or no, it wasn't. Was it a documentary? I don't know. I watched it late at night. I think it was a Netflix or Amazon Prime movie. But everything, whenever I go to a record store, Sam Cooke is one of the automatics that I check. I can't help myself. Here is the recent purchase that I probably listened to the most. And this is the Kurt Weill, very funky artwork, Speed Sound Lonely EP, which has John Prine on it. The track How Lucky, and then Speed of the Sound of Loneliness is fantastic. Looks like there's a bunch of guests on this. Dan Auerbach. Who's the Black Keys? Is that the Black Keys guy? I don't know the Black Keys. Seems like I don't really know anything today. Matt Sweeney, who I believe is the guy who performs with Bonnie Prince Billy quite a bit. So a really great EP. I love it. Kurt Weill is sort of a quarantine find for me. I've really grown to like his records. And back to a couple records that I still haven't opened. This is the first Nels Cline record that I've bought. I heard a bit of this, I don't remember where. Maybe a friend sent me some tracks, but I really, really liked it. Nels Cline, of course, Wilco's lead guitarist, after Jay Bennett was ousted from the band. And he's very, very well-known jazz artist as well. So he sort of straddles both worlds. And I've heard that his stuff is fantastic, and I just really liked what I heard. So I picked it up, and I'm gonna toss this on tonight. This is on the great Blue Note Records. So excited about that. Only 2 more vinyl, and then I've got some CD box sets that I picked up. This arrived today. This is what I am most excited about in terms of recent releases or recent buys, and I will be listening to this next, which is the T-Rex Electric Warrior Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, which I am starting to get into these releases. I have a bunch of the Dylan ones. I have 6 or 7 of the Dylan ones. Not many others, but they sound spectacular. I think this is 45 RPM. Man, I'm like slurring my words today. I don't know what's going on. But this was just recently reissued. I think it's already sold out. Really, I think it was just recently reissued. It says 2019. This is number 3477. I think they did 8,000. So this will go on today. I'm sure it's going to sound tremendous. I love T-Rex, and that's my favorite T-Rex record. That and the Slider. I think those are his two best. Next is a record that I spent a good portion of this past weekend watching live videos, not live, well, live performances, but not live as in they weren't happening when I was watching them, of this band. Put me in a fantastic mood. John at the Digital Gramophone mentioned these guys as one of his favorite active bands, and I made a point to comment that I had forgotten when I did my top 10 active bands. These guys would probably be number 2 or 3. And I realized while I was watching that I didn't have what some think, I think, is their best record on vinyl, and that's the Parquet Courts Human Performance. Came out on Rough Trade in 2016. There is a great performance. The one of the many that I watched this weekend is at Rough Trade in Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure, where the band plays a daytime set, and it's just incredible. So I was really excited to get this. I now have maybe all but one Parquet Courts record on vinyl, and this, I love this record, and I can't wait to give it a spin. That's it for vinyl. Now, I also added 2 CD box sets. One, I didn't know it was a CD box set. I thought it was a vinyl box set. I ordered it from that big company, which I rarely do, but I wanted to get it quickly. My local record store did not have it, and when you went to the Seattle company, and when I went to purchase it, you could choose between the CD or the vinyl version. Of course, I chose the vinyl version. But what that means is simply that there are, I think, 2 7-inches in this. The rest of it is all on CD. Disappointing. But I don't think there is a full vinyl version. So this is the Kinks reissue. They've been reissuing a bunch of their best records. This is really hard to say. Power Man Lola versus the Money Ground Part 1. Money Go Round Part 1. Not that hard to say, but given that I'm fumbling my words all day today, it's definitely hard for me to say. So it comes with, I haven't opened it yet. I just got it yesterday. It was delivered during the Super Bowl. And I ran outside and thanked the Amazon delivery gentleman because I felt really bad that he was delivering stuff during the Super Bowl. I don't know where I'm going with this, but frontline workers, we all got to be nice to them. So this is the original stereo album remaster with additional tracks, and then a second CD, alternate versions, new medleys and mixes, film soundtrack, demos, a third CD, alternate versions, new medleys, demos, live tracks, and then 2 reproduced 7-inch singles, a 60-page book, and some printed photos. So I love the Kinks. This is one of the records of theirs that I really, really love. Arthur, I think, got a very similar treatment. I watched an unboxing on YouTube. It's hard to find. I wasn't able to, I poked around, and I think it's similar, a couple singles, and or a couple 7-inches and CD reissues. So I got this one. Next was, or is, a big one, which I've wanted for a while and finally made the move. Can't afford it on vinyl. It's, I think, over $1,000 now on vinyl, so I bought it on CD, and I listened to one of the records so far, and it just sounds tremendous. And this is the Stones Mono box set. Came out in 2016 on Abco. Nice little packaging here, but when you dig in, it's not that nice. because for some reason they decided to have the CDs open at the bottom. So every time you pick it up or you go to grab one of the CDs, it falls out towards the bottom. Not sure why they did that. So you have to be very delicate and make sure that you hold the CD in the jacket so that it doesn't slide out. But the sound is awesome. And it has this like metallic closer, which is kind of neat. I don't know if I've ever used that. I've used that word in 30 years. But it's got, Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Between the Buttons, one of my favorite Stones records. And just, this is how it was meant to be heard, right? In mono, and boy, did they deliver. I just wish they had put a little bit more thought into how the CDs can fall out of the packaging. Maybe one day I'll get the vinyl copy. I'm asking my family maybe for a gift. I don't know. Lastly is a record that I wish more people knew about, and it's inspired by this t-shirt that I'm wearing. When I was looking for a record to pull for today, I saw a t-shirt and said, I don't think I've ever talked about Centromatic. Great band from Texas. This is probably my favorite Centromatic record, Candidate Waltz. Lead singer Will Johnson now makes solo records that are really strong. Centromatic, I think, are broken up. This came out in 2011. I think it was maybe their second to last record. I think their last record was what's on this t-shirt, which is Take Pride in Your Long Odds. It's a cool title. But this one, Candidate Waltz, is fantastic. There is a great video of Only in My Double Mind. I would look that up. But Centromatic, and it's a great album cover. I think Will Johnson designed it. Centromatic, they're locked in with Slobberbone as two bands that I think they were really good friends. I think they're still really good friends around at the same time. I'm a bigger Slobberbone fan. Slobberbone and Brent Best, I've said for a long time. Brent Best is one of the best songwriters of my lifetime. And that's not just because my dog appears on his solo record. I would say that regardless. And the Slobberbone records, I listened to their Best Of, which Will Johnson, I believe, designed the cover of that as well. I listened to it throughout the Super Bowl yesterday. I don't know why, I was just in the mood for them. And what a band. But that is it for today. A bunch of new records to listen to. I got the Dylan Rolling Thunder, the Scorsese DVDs from the Criterion Collection. So I saw that movie twice in the theaters, but I'm going to watch it again. Might rewatch The Wire. Just going to throw that out there. Been talking about it lately with some friends, and I need some good TV to watch. So might do that. And that'll wrap this video up, thankfully. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks again to my friend John at the Digital Gramophone for sending some folks my way. And I hope you all have a good week. Take care.